Oh, hello everyone. I wanted to cover a quick topic here. Can you divide by zero? I've seen this show up in some forums. Some people claim that if you divide by zero, your answer will be zero. I think there's even a famous Reddit post where someone claimed that their kid came home from school and their teacher told them that if you divide by zero, the answer is zero. So, we want to get into this topic. We'll also see sometimes where um, you'll get other answers too, where someone will say you divide by zero, and the answer would be infinity. Basically, in general, division by zero is undefined. And why is that? Well, a number of contradictions will occur if you allow multiplication by zero. Division is expressed as a ratio of two numbers. For example, you have a ratio r could be equal to x divided by y. X and y are just variables representing numbers. You know, it could be 10 divided by 5, 100 divided by 2. Multiplication is the inverse of division. And so if you have r equals x divided by y, then x equals r times y. And for example, if you have 10 divided by 5 equals 2, then 2 times 5 equals 10. So yeah, the inverse of that is true. With the r equals x divided by y, where y equals 0, we end up with a problem because our x equals r times 0 does not have a solution for all numbers r unless r is 0. Um, so I guess really what I'm saying here is that you don't really have a solution. Um, X would be 0 if r is 0. So you really don't have a solution unless r equals 0 for all numbers x, is what I should have said. So I want to highlight that point, and we're going to come back to it. It's important to note that there's really no solution here unless r is 0. Yeah, and hopefully that does make sense. That 0 times 0 is 0. Anything times 0 is 0. But here the only x would be 0 when r is 0. All right, so moving along here a little bit. There's a number of contradictions that occur if you allow multiplication by 0. And again, we said division is expressed as a ratio of two numbers, r equals x divided by y. And actually, what I meant here was that I meant division. A number of contradictions occur if you allow division by 0. Um, and as we said, just going to repeat this again. Um, if you take 10 divided by 0 and call it x, right? We're going to assign a value to that. Um, I should be able to invert the division and multiply x times 0 equals 10. um, because we're going to do exactly what we did in the last problem. 10 divided by 5 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10. Obviously, x multiplied by 0 can never equal 10. Therefore, division by 0 would be undefined. Some have tried to claim that dividing a number by 0 results in infinity. But however, infinity is not a number. It can't be a number because we run into contradictions with infinity. What happens if we add 1 to infinity? Infinity plus 1 is still infinity. Infinity plus 100 is still infinity. Infinity plus 1,000 is still infinity. Anything you add to infinity is still infinity. Now, if you set this up as an equation and say infinity plus 1 equals infinity, and then you were to subtract infinity from both sides of that equation, you're going to end up with 1 equals 0. Then right there you have a contradiction. So you can't really just say that dividing by 0 ends up with the answer of infinity. That leads to that contradiction. So we're kind of left going back to what we stated before, when we said with r equals x divided by y, where y equals 0, we have a problem because x equals r times 0. It doesn't have a solution for all numbers x. I really should have put x there, but unless r equals 0. Okay, so what does that mean about 0 divided by 0? Can that be solved? We're saying that there's not really a solution unless r is 0. So 0 divided by 0 is often taught uh, by educators just to be undefined. That's kind of the easy answer without having to go into a lot of detail. There's something called L'Hopital's rule, which does help you evaluate 0 divided by 0 and even infinity divided by infinity. I'm not going to get into that here, but that's more explained in differential calculus, where you're getting into limits, as numbers begin to approach 0. Um, so we'll cover that hopefully in another video. I'd like to get into that and probably do a little bit more calculus in some of these videos and try to explain some things through calculus. I think there's some really good topics that we could probably do in integral calculus as well as differential. But I hope this has helped a little bit trying to explain about division by 0. I know it's really just an overview. There's a lot more I could have gotten into. So anyhow, I hope to see you in the next video.